Hey, cheetah.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast. This is a show we talk of things that are nerdy. My name is Jonah. I'm here with Corey and Josh.
What's it?
It finally happened. Switch 2 announcement. We finally got it. It was leaked forever.
Bro.
Discussed. And now we finally got our first reveal.
A little 2-minute video.
I was watching last night and the internet that I frequent
Yes.
was
The dark web.
freaking
dark
out.
web.
They're like,
The freak
these
shows.
are clowns. They're not going to announce anything because they were saying that last night they should have
Yeah, they did Donkey Kong
put out
yesterday.
a little like announcement. They're like, tune in on Thursday.
And now we know why.
And so people were like, oh, they're not doing it. They lied to us. And everyone was angry. And then it happened.
Did you guys meet
Who do
somewhere?
you follow, bro?
That's what I was just going
You
to
got
say.
a
Nintendo.
freaking angry mob types.
Bunch of Nintendo guys.
No.
Nintendo
Just
dogs.
intense people. Snyder's.
That's what the internet is.
Not my internet. My internet's like, oh, cool.
My internet's chill.
It is. Mine's pretty darn chill. Just going to say that. But it is funny because so they released, what was it? 2 minutes and 22-second video.
Yeah.
Nice job, Nintendo. Beautiful. On no narration, barely music. Kind of dumb music, in my opinion.
I mean, that's Wii music right there.
And it was all 3D rendered stuff, which looked cool, looked really great. It just wasn't the Nintendo that I'm accustomed to because it was a teaser, right? It was more of a teaser type.
Yeah, they said tune in April for a direct.
It just felt a little weird. It's just different. And maybe it's because it's not a new console. Maybe that's why they're like treating it differently because it's a 2, but it's really just a Switch, but improved.
Better,
It
yeah.
really is. It's a bigger, better, more powerful version. That's what we thought it was going to be, right? But it was, usually you see families and friends, having fun and showing how it works and nothing like that. It was just a teaser. So it's just a little different than we're used to from Nintendo. That's all.
I think part of the reason is because of all the leaks happened.
Yeah.
I think they were like, hey,
Just put it out
we
there.
could have had this plan to do something bigger, but let's
You guys
just
ruined
give
it.
let's just give a
You
general
only get
idea.
this.
Like they already know it's out there. Let's give official look at it and be like, hey, in April, we're gonna drop the real like hands-on look at it games
But
and
you
stuff.
can agree it didn't feel like Nintendo.
No, it didn't feel like because
It felt
normally
like,
they have
it
the
felt
guy
like an
going,
audible, right? It felt like
Yeah.
an audible, right?
We need Miyamoto out there.
yeah.
Snapping,
So
clapping.
They still add the snap.
Yeah.
It's just a lower like clack instead
Yeah.
of a snap, which is cool. But I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, it looks cool. It looks like a Switch, obviously.
Yeah.
Those leaks were pretty dead on.
Yeah.
So the Wiimotes or whatever you want, or not Wiimotes. What are they called?
Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons. Magnetic, probably. By the way, nothing actually said. So this is just us looking at it,
Speculation, yeah.
but it's
I
obvious.
think there's tape on the inside. You gotta keep
Yeah.
Yeah.
putting tape in there so it sticks.
And it has a magnetic thing that it comes with it. So you have to re-up the polarization on it. But no, it's obvious because it has better triggers, but there's also like a third trigger that will pop it
Release
out
it,
from
yeah.
the middle, which is something they do on tables, gaming tables, because they're magnetic usually, and it'll pop up to release it from the magnetic hold. So I'm pretty much calling it for sure confirmed.
Team Magnets.
Yeah, if you go to the Nintendo website, they had a video that had a different than the YouTube.
Yeah,
And
it shows the
it
triggers.
had the trigger on,
Yeah, yeah.
like I'm clicking it and it coming out.
Yeah,
which in the other
it's a little
one
thing that like pushes off. But it looks slick.
Yeah, it looks slick. I like in some of the leaks it says there's going to be different colorways. So they showed us the black with orange and blue. They said there's a white one that they might do, and that they might do different. Like the Switch didn't really have that. Just the dock was a different color. The rumor is that they're going to have different variations of it, which whatever, more aesthetic stuff.
Yeah.
What I really liked was confirmation we're getting another Mario Kart.
It's their number one highest sold game on the Switch, so
Yeah.
obviously they're going to do that, right? It's
yeah.
one of the truest multiplayer and online experiences for the Switch, and that's, in my opinion, why it's so successful. So it makes sense.
And people were just looking at certain things. So like up to 24, it looks like there's 24 player races.
Yeah.
It looked like there was a Wonder Seed in one of the things. If you played Mario Wonder, it kind of like when you hit it, it changes the whole level around. So that'll be interesting if there's that
That'd be cool on a track.
thing in there where maybe the track starts going or you start flying, whatever the case may be. So it looks like the roster's pretty big. People were complaining about the design of Donkey Kong. It looks like he's going to the movie design that they just did in the Mario movie compared to what he's been. So, just that speculation kind of stuff. But
It's crazy how much people got out of like 4 seconds of like gameplay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
like
yep.
I was like, okay. And then people were like, well, you can, if you zoom in, look, there's
Oh,
24 starting
that's
spots.
Baby Luigi.
That,
And,
that looks like a United States map. It's called Mario Circuit. Okay,
Yeah.
They're in Utah.
Mario Circuit. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty crazy. I think overall design, I think it looks good. I would be interested to see different colorways, just because
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for.
It's because they were representing like the branding with red and blue, like the standard Switch
Yeah.
colors, but it's actually more of a peach
yeah.
color.
Yeah,
like
like
it
an
was
orange.
like an orange pastel and a more pastel blue, which looks cool.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, it's on such a small area. Like for me, it's
Yeah.
like it's not a big deal.
I would rather see the
Reverse.
like the old Joy-Cons where
the
the
reverse
different
of that.
colors and stuff like that. But that's the thing I've always loved about Nintendo is
oh, you know they will.
the different colors.
Oh, you know they
Let's
will.
get those clear, the N64 ones back.
Yes.
That's what we
the
need.
lightly
Well,
purple one.
And the
Yeah,
other
yeah,
thing, there was a shot of the Joy-Cons on the table like this,
Oh, yeah,
which is
moving
the
out.
rumor is that you can use
a
it as a
mouse.
mouse. Um,
Like,
with
basically,
an
it
attachment.
did look like it had a sensor.
It has a different attachment on
So-
there when you do that. So that would be interesting for like, if I'm looking at it from the perspective of like games like Mario Maker and stuff like that, it makes that easier than doing it this way. You have to like go over, if there's a scrolling aspect to it, just makes it more convenient. So
Yeah.
there might be able to be something they
Yeah.
could do. Like I'm wondering if, I don't play these games, but you guys really like this. Would that be a benefit to like playing something like Fire Emblem, right? Where you can select your characters, playing like more of a mouse kind of thing? I don't know.
Not necessarily.
I don't know, dude. For me, it's like just let us do Bluetooth mouse connections at
Yeah.
that point. Like, what's
That's
the
true.
point? What are we trying to do here? I don't think I say more features the better.
Yeah.
But that one was like that's a little wackadoodle kind of situation because it's like it's on its side, so you'd be like mousing it sideways, which is fine. It's just I don't know. And
Well, you have the button on the top. So if you're just playing like that, to me it's
do
interesting.
that again?
To me it's
It's
interesting.
weird. It's
yeah,
weird.
but I think it's also interesting. Like I think of like Mario Party, where you have different mini games that you use that you have where you hold it like this
Well, I mean-
sideways, or you go like that. So there's a way that you can just.
let
do.
me just skip to the point. PC exists and mouse and keyboard's awesome. So obviously it's a great idea. I mean, it's already being done, right? So
but it hasn't been done this way. Nintendo's never done it.
they're going to release a desktop mouse pad, Nintendo branded. It's going to be dope.
I'm just curious how they're going to use it.
Yeah.
In
How are
that.
they going to utilize it? Yeah, well, it's up to the developers, right? But if they've created that feature, obviously Nintendo has an idea,
yeah.
Yeah.
right?
It would be.
I just thought of one. Easy. Air hockey.
Sick
Awesome.
game.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. And we just play right here. Bigger screen. It's all black with accents of color. The actual joysticks themselves have it's still the low profile, which some people like, some people don't. I was hoping they would, in my opinion, I don't like the tops. I wish they had more grip because often, in high pressure situations,
You need that grip.
you sweat a little bit and it's a little slippery. But they did size them up a little bit, which I think might help. And then they have the rings underneath that as well. They have a new button on the right side underneath. Some people are guessing it might be some kind of community-based button.
Well, in the leaks, there was a C
Right.
on it.
Yeah.
And so people said one of the leaks was they have like their TikTok, Nintendo's version of TikTok, where you can scroll through videos and upload your recorded videos of you playing.
Well,
It's like the Miiverse, but expanded.
I hope and I pray that they actually do like multiplayer voice chat well, because they don't do it right. They really don't do it. They don't give a crap about that.
What's wrong
on
with
the
just
Switch.
pressing a button and having Mario go yippee?
That's
your
like
only-
that's a
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a lot of money for a button that says yippee.
Yep.
But I hope because I think this game is so close to being a really big thing globally, like for online communities, they just need that little bit of connection through the actual
Yeah.
console itself. Obviously, you can get on Discord and on your phone, but it's just annoying. How nice would it be? And I know they're kind of afraid to do that because they're afraid of people maybe harassing other people or whatever.
Or making giant penis robots like in
Sure.
Zelda.
I mean,
Sure.
they still do that.
But they already do it. Yeah. And so I hope it is a community based thing. That'd be really cool. But looks like they put in, they still have little, like, what's it called? A kickstand.
Yeah.
Looks really skinny. That thing gonna break.
Hey, dude, but did you see how low it went?
It's better than the last one.
Yeah. The last one was absolute trash. That was so bad. This one is actually like framed up.
Yeah.
It's not just one little foot. It's the whole frame.
Did you guys ever use the kickstand though?
No.
Yeah.
Maya does all the time.
She watch stuff?
No, she puts it up and she plays.
Yeah, because you don't have a TV.
Like if-
Dad's got the TV, she wants to play
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't like going handheld instead?
Zach's holding the two like this.
Interesting.
Okay, that was a disappointment a little bit. They showed like, okay, get the two Joy-Cons, unite them on the pre-handheld thing. It's the exact same design for the Switch, the super uncomfortable.
Yeah, but that's why you get the Pro controller.
Yeah, but dude, they had a moment where they can do it right and have it a little bit more comfortable in hands.
I mean, it could be because it's bigger.
Bad.
I think the biggest issue is it's small.
Yeah.
Oh, but no,
On-
but like the way it like doesn't conform to it, and it's just like a plate on top of like two hot dogs, and you have to grab the hot dogs.
I think you'll be surprised. It's the most comfortable controller ever.
I literally have it. Like I know. What it
Not the
feels
new
like.
one.
And also, I have tiny
One's
hands.
bigger.
I have tiny hands. It should fit me. Nope.
Yeah, I do.
I wish that they took the time
Yeah.
to do it. That's all.
I never use that one anyway, though. I always either use the Pro controller.
Yeah,
or,
but people who, didn't it come with the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It comes
So it's like if
Yeah.
it comes with it, you might as well design it right.
yeah. I am excited for it. I
It's
feel
okay to critique Nintendo, guys.
Like, no,
No.
impossible. They can do no wrong.
Ridiculous.
We haven't held it yet. It's uncharted
Yeah.
waters.
It's the exact same thing, but a little bit like
Wow.
14% bigger.
Well,
They say bigger is better.
that's right. They
It's like a controller like this big. This is really comfortable. King, king, king.
I feel like the Joy-Cons are. If I hold it for a while, my hands cramp up.
Yeah.
So I think having a little more size to it and it looks like a little more shape will help. Well,
It's going to make my farming
Well-
a breeze in Stardew Valley.
To be honest, I'm really glad about how they changed the inside. Well, so there's pros and cons to the redesign, right? So they've got the magnetics, click in, but they have an exposed chip that it's slotting into. I can see it being like a big trouble zone for
break and
common
stuff.
breaks.
Yeah.
Because you have it undone and then the kid's like, doesn't have it aligned right.
Yeah.
You could see it break off. It looks really thin. It's a chip. So that's a little bit of we'll see how it works.
Yeah,
But-
Nintendo's always been really good. Even with the drift on Joy-Cons, it's like if you sent them back, they'd fix them for you.
Yeah,
So
they've
that-
always been good.
If
for
it's
that.
something that they, first of all, I think they probably thought about it and go through rigorous testing. But I'm like, if it ends up being something that's like that doesn't work very good and it breaks, I'm
yeah, but
sure they'll.
they're testing with like Japanese children who are super gentle.
That is true.
You ever met an
Respectful.
American kid? Jeez,
Yeah.
Louise.
Not
Game
my
over,
kids.
dude.
Your kids, dude.
Not my
Bunch of-
kids.
They gotta be doing. They gotta be doing
Really?
this, dude.
Really? Cut to footage of his kids going crazy.
What do you guys think? So
I cut to
there's
that in my
going
head, actually.
there's
Yeah, I
going
did.
to
I
be
did too.
a February Nintendo Direct rumored for the last kind of Switch stuff that's going to come out, and then in April we get
The
Switch
in-person
2 kind of
demos.
in-person demos.
Yeah.
More games will be announced.
We're going to New York, boys. LA. Let's skip
yeah, I mean,
LA.
they're gonna
Let's
do-
go to New York.
they're going to
gonna
Seattle?
we're gonna do a GoFundMe.
Okay.
For those of you who want to donate to us
Yeah.
going and giving the coverage.
It's an important
just let us
cause.
know.
Yeah, we need around
but,
$5,000.
What do you guys think are going to be announced? What games at launch?
For launch, Mario Kart,
Well, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metroid.
Yep.
I don't think a new Mario.
A sports game.
Yeah, some type of built-in. There has to have a built-in.
Yeah.
like a Switch Sports?
Yeah.
Like a Wii Sports
Something like
kind of
that.
Yeah. I think so. Because typically they'll release that with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rumor is that there's going to be a Mario Kart Switch, Mario Kart 9.
Off the rip?
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be cool. I think that's cool.
Some
Oh.
people.
Okay.
Do you think there are any chances that you get like a Wind Waker remake, like HD version, or any Zelda? Like even if it's like Echoes of Wisdom was kind of like a surprise that no one knew they were making. Any chance they do something like that, which is like an update of an older game in that same style, just to launch it on? Because one of the things I saw someone post, they're like, the GameCube didn't come out.
But what's the point if it's backwards compatible? What's the point of doing that? They can play it on there. Like that's the only thing that I'm like, They want probably new stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but it's a new game. So like so say they redid Minish Cap for the Switch 2.
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like one of those
I was talking
older
about-
games.
I was talking
Yeah.
about Switch games. No, don't.
No,
You can play
Switch
that on
2.
Oh,
Like
but,
what?
But the Echoes of Wisdom was on Switch, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like something like that game that's a remake of like they did with what's the
Are you saying that style of game? Instead
yeah
of
like
okay.
what's the Link's
Link's Awakening.
Awakening?
Yeah, they
So Link's Awakening,
remastered it
they
in a new
remastered it in a
style.
I'll
different
tell
style.
you what to do. Four Swords,
There you go.
my favorite.
I think I said it last time, but
But no, I mean I think it's possible. Yeah,
yeah, I think I said it last time, but I think Twilight Princess Remaster
it is due.
would be good.
It's due for it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the one that has kind of like the I mean, as far as Zelda games go, like the more it's more adult style. You know what I mean? Like the graphics and everything is like a little darker. So I think if they remastered it and they're trying to show off, oh, look at the graphics on this, like that would be a good way to do it.
I think this is an opportunity for them to have a lot of third party releases
Red Dead 2.
on the rip.
Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is
Red Dead 2 would be good on that.
So I could see a bunch of games that weren't they were just too taxing for the Switch. They're going to make it for the
Minecraft.
Switch too.
Do you think?
Minecraft
What
Dungeons.
about the idea of Tears of the Kingdom Ultimate Edition? So like upscaled. They did that with Breath of the Wild, where they, after like a year or so, they put out the Ultimate Edition Breath of the Wild, which had like, extra stuff in it. Do you see them doing that with Tears of the Kingdom, where it's just like, hey, it looks better. People are gonna buy it because it's the Zelda game.
I think if they didn't like have a Zelda game slated for the first like couple months or first 3 months, maybe it might be an easy turn and burn for some money. But I think it depends on that.
Yeah.
It's like it didn't come out that long ago, so it's like, but they did do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was seeing.
I think a Zelda in general needs to be present.
Yeah, someone posted that every single Nintendo console that hasn't launched with a Zelda game hasn't done very well. So like the GameCube didn't do very good. The Wii did, but the Wii U didn't. The Switch did, and it had one with launch. So they're just saying there's kind of in the last few years of the consoles.
Did you say the Wii didn't or the Wii did?
The Wii did. The Wii U didn't.
Yeah.
So that might be something that they're like, well, we've seen when we launch a big game with it, sales do a lot better. But interesting.
Yeah. I'm just generally excited about the Switch 2 because of power and them kind of trying to catch up a little bit, upscaling, the improvement on the Joy-Con design. In my opinion, when you have to use a Joy-Con when it's that small, even with small hands like me, it's tough to hit triggers unless you have the attachments, which They did show they are doing the attachments again for the wrist straps, some kind of lock-in mechanism. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, if it's magnetized or what, but for the triggers, off the rip, they already are farther out and
they're
like
bigger.
4 or 5 times bigger than they were. I mean, they were tiny little things before, so yeah. I mean, it seems like an improvement. Bigger screen, better, so it's good. The dock is like exactly the same. Let's be honest. It's
a little rounded.
It's beveled on the corner.
It's got a 2 on it.
It literally looks the exact same.
Got a 2 on it.
It even has the same line and light and everything.
I saw something interesting. We always talked about the Switch Pro that was the rumor of the Switch Pro. Well, there was a guy that said, he's like, the Switch Pro probably existed and they decided not to do it and just do a Switch 2. He's like, because the Switch OLED, when it came out, he's like, there's a patch that you would download that would allow the output when it was docked to be higher, but they did another patch that would make you not do that. So they're like, they put a patch in probably when they were going to release the Switch Pro to get more output, and then they were like, well, let's just do a Switch 2. So that's just kind of interesting that the Switch dock for the OLED is already an improvement when it's docked of the graphics and stuff, but they put something in the system to be like, let's not do it. So it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's probably just pulling more power so that it can actually like go up to the higher ends.
Upscale.
Well, it's like it takes more power literally to power a GPU, so the graphics card.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, kind of actually a little crappy that they didn't do that before, honestly. I am interested in the fact that they have 2 USB-Cs on it. I'm not sure, because the docking side, yes. But then the top side, they have one. I'm like, oh.
They also have like a microphone.
What that
thing.
little mother effer for?
Looked like they had a microphone thing.
What would you use? Another USB? I mean, USB-C is just standard now, but like it's on the top. Attachments, accessories.
A fishing rod.
yeah. And you're just like,
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
that'd be dumb.
I should work for Nintendo.
Yeah, you should.
The other thing I wanted to share really quickly, there was like Ubisoft tweeted the thing and was like, we're in love. So people are like, oh, we're going to get some Ubisoft stuff.
Yeah.
But the other thing, I can't remember who it was, but it was a guy that works in the industry. He's like, the nice thing, he's like, a lot of people are thinking that we have to wait till April to get news. He's like, now that they've released that, publishers, third party, they can now announce their games.
Yeah.
Because that's out. He's like, so you're going to be getting more news of what games are going to be coming out that aren't Nintendo games, but are more like the Red Dead Redemptions, that kind of stuff. So
Dude,
that's kind of cool.
I wonder if they'll release Monster Hunter Wilds, which is supposed to come out this next month.
Yeah.
It's really high graphically, but they could just tone it down, scale down the graphics. That'd be cool, because Monster Hunter Rise, was it called Rise? I don't know. That came out on the Switch, and I think they like putting stuff on the Nintendo. I think a lot of people like Monster Hunter, so we might see Monster Hunter Wilds, actually, because it's going to line up pretty good. That'd be sweet.
We going to get a Pokemon game with the Switch 2 launch?
Well, they announced a new one, and we talked about this before. Obviously, they said it's for the Switch, but the Arceus Legends A to Z, that's probably going to come out on this one, which we don't know a lot about. We don't know if there's any kind of like, because in the past, in their more recent Pokemon games, you've been able to go out into the world and do like raids with other Pokemon players, randomly finding them, but they're real players, to do these Gigantamax bosses. So I'm wondering if they're going to push that multiplayer aspect. I hope they do.
Yeah,
because it's only going to be successful if they push that more. So I don't know. We'll see. It's exciting though.
Can't wait.
It's cool.
Although
I want to see the actual.
It does look like we're going to have to wait till summer. There were, there were rumors that it was going to be March or April, but now it's going to be June, July probably.
Yeah.
Best Buy already put like, if you want information on pre-order, sign up. So, and they said they're anticipating 20 million for the launch.
Who said that? Is
some
that, like-
analyst that said that comparing it, he's like, what he's heard is that Nintendo has 20 million consoles anticipated to be shipped out for. He's like,
a lot.
PS5 had 17 on their
That's a lot. 20
on
mil is
their
a lot.
on their launch.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that too, that their supply chain is already set up.
Oh,
They were like, we're going to have enough. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say Animal Crossing.
Nah, that's true.
That would be a banger pick. That's number 2.
Yeah.
I think highest sold.
People
Under-
love Animal Crossing, dude.
I mean, it's kind of a common occurrence. I mean, people like to be able to interact with other friends.
Yeah.
And that game, you can do it. You can go to their little houses.
The other thing that was leaked a little bit, but then taken down, I think on Amazon in Japan or something, and then it was removed, was the price. They were saying it was $349. And so people are like,
And it had a dollar sign on it.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's like between 350 and 400 is what they're saying.
Yeah.
It probably, if
would
that's the
imagine
case, that
400
would be pretty
bucks.
good. I think.
Oh, I would have put it at $3.99.
Yeah.
I would
that's
pay
what
$3.99 for this.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. It'd be, that's
Based
what
on
I
prices now, and
thought. Yeah. $400. But hey, if it's $350, even better.
yeah, that's good. I think that's good. So you're looking at a $400 console, basically.
Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah. I think the other thing was there were rumors that they're like Halo might come to Nintendo. They were saying that because I know
What's the Black Ops? Is it that's coming to Nintendo for the first time or something like that? They just signed a deal.
Did they really? So Activision with Nintendo.
Well, that's the other thing, yeah, because
Great.
that was Xbox, and I know that a while back the Phil, what's his name, whatever, the dude
Spectre.
from, the guy from Xbox was like,
Phil
oh,
Spectre.
we're not opposed to like putting things on Nintendo now, basically, because I mean they're all
Yes.
they're completely focused on
They're greater
PC.
than they're Game Pass.
right, they're Game Pass. That's their whole point. So
And honestly, if they put Game Pass on Switch,
that would be nuts. That'd be pretty crazy.
I don't know if Nintendo would be okay with that.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
too many
interesting.
games.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be
That'd be
interesting to
sick.
see like, hey, I can play Halo on my remaster of Halo
Yeah.
on my Switch. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if they're up to
Graphically,
doing it,
it'd be fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
and if they don't care anymore, it's like, well, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
As a reminder, Microsoft has signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo for Call of Duty to release on Nintendo consoles.
Okay.
We should be getting our first Call of Duty on the Nintendo Switch 2 this year.
Nice. Oh, I know why they're having the Joy-Cons be a mouse. They're gonna release WoW on the Switch,
That'd be
dude.
sick, dude.
I'm down.
I wouldn't. Hey, I'd play an RTS on there. I'd play a little StarCraft.
Well, they've done it before, right? So they released on Nintendo 64 StarCraft.
Yeah, they were terrible.
They were really
so
bad,
hard.
really hard, really bad, and it was not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so uncomfortable. But if you have a mouse,
Yeah, dude.
baby, you guys gonna be forced into becoming a PC head like me, dude. Mouse and keyboard, mouse and Joy-Con. That's gonna be a new combo, dude. Mouse on the
Like,
right. You got your
I
buttons
prefer
over
to play
here.
with the Joy-Con.
I love it.
Will be it's a hybrid
Yeah.
PC Nintendo.
Well, I thought it was pretty unique. I mean,
Nintendo.
I don't think that like the mouse feature is going to be like game changing, but I think for some games it'll be pretty fun. So
Yeah.
I think it, more, like I said before, more features the better.
What's that game that's popular? Would the mouse be helpful with like Rocket League or anything like that? Is there any
Opposite of that,
Okay.
it sucks.
I've never played
It's
Rocket
better. It's better with just controller. Like I connect my PS4 controller to my PC
Oh, okay.
to play Rocket League. Yeah. So
There it is.
I could see Rocket League being on. I could see. Wait, can you play Fortnite on Switch?
Yeah.
Okay. I could see Epic Games putting more of their games onto the Switch for sure. So you can see Rocket League. Is Rocket League not playable on Switch?
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea.
I know PS5, 4,
Yeah.
and 5.
Yeah, Switch had it.
Did Switch have it? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I mean, in general, it looks cool. Summer, maybe.
Yeah.
So question is, are you guys going to get it on release?
Yep.
Do you think you'd get it on release, or are you going to wait to see?
I don't know. I didn't get the Switch on release. We waited and we got the special edition Zelda, and that's all we got.
Yeah. You're not like this guy who buys every special edition known to mankind.
Hey, I'm
Haven't you
looking-
purchased four?
No.
Yeah,
He's on his fifth Switch.
You had
I've got two.
standard. You had standard. Then you got the
You had the
mini.
Diablo one.
Didn't you get the mini? The green mini?
No.
Oh, you didn't
I
get
only
the
have
light.
two.
The light or whatever.
I only
it's
have
called.
two. I was
Diablo one?
considering.
Didn't you get the Zelda
I got
one?
the Diablo
Oh, no, you
one,
got the Zelda.
and then I got the Tears of the Kingdom special edition,
Oh,
the OLED. I was considering getting the
Your
light
first one
when
was
it
the
was
Diablo
the
one.
Zelda
Oh, okay.
Zelda light, which stores still have it, and that sucker's going to go down in price. I might buy it once it's down to $100,
yeah, it's gonna drop big time.
just for collector's sake,
Might as well.
I love it. It's a great idea. But yeah, sweet, exciting.
Yeah,
hey,
it'd be good.
Hey, when we were talking about when to do this podcast, I was like, hey,
Might as
Maybe
well.
it
might be
Yeah.
coming out, and we were rewarded.
Mario Maker 3. Here we go.
Thank you, leakers.
That's right. All right. We're gonna move on to the last topic of the episode: Skeleton Crew season finale. Yeah. What'd you guys think?
I thought it was good. I thought maybe CGI in some instances was kind of hit or miss, but overall it was
And when
kind
the pirates are on the ships and shooting, that
when they were on the speeders. But overall, I think
darn
specifically.
speeders get Star Wars every time. Dude.
Speeders,
But at least they were going fast.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean. Like they did that right. Like I did like the
And they looked good in the first episodes when it was daylight. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the dark. They were trying to light the kids so you could tell what was going on, but it just made it look.
and it was like when they were going over
yeah.
the water, it was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, I think overall, I thought it was a good ending to a good season. I enjoyed it, and I like that we didn't have. I like that Jude Law was the bad guy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just
Yeah.
straight up, he was the bad
No
guy. It's
redemption.
not like he was like, you know what, kids, you guys changed my mind.
right?
I was going to kill you guys, but I had a change of heart. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
he's still like, he's like, and it's not like he was like brutal and wanted to murder them. You know, he was like playing them against each other kind
Yeah.
of thing. He really just was a greedy pirate. You
Yeah.
know, so I thought that was
was
good.
gonna
that
do a-
we didn't need a redemption. And I like that he was like, he wasn't part of Order 66.
Right.
Some Jedi found him and was like, oh, you have potential. Let me train you.
Mm-hmm.
And then they killed,
Yeah.
his master in front of him or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like that that's kind of like colored the way he's lived his life out. So I thought he was an interesting character.
Yeah.
And yeah. I
And
thought- I
open
thought it was
ended.
good.
He didn't die.
Right, he's not
He's-
dead or anything like
No.
that.
He gets that little look in his eye.
Yeah. Ahsoka season 2. He's gonna show up.
I thought the concept of At-Adden was really cool too.
Yeah.
Like I loved how like the barrier kind of like hid them.
The barrier is sweet.
And then like when they saw like the actual like when you went into like the
vaults.
vault, I was like, that looked awesome. And then when he like messed with it, it just kept pouring out and pouring
Yeah.
out. I was like, they did that really good. And I love the fact that he was kind of using the parents and the threat against them. And I don't know. I think it was I know I just talked about threat, but it was a fun adventure.
Yeah.
And it still felt like Star Wars, even though there wasn't anything like blatantly crazy as far as like, oh my gosh, look at this cameo, like craziness.
Yeah.
Like it was its own unique story. It was a story that we haven't really seen in Star Wars.
Yeah.
With pirates and like this like mint planet. Pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. And it was so funny because Derek, my buddy Derek, has been watching Ahsoka, or not Ahsoka, sorry, The Acolyte, unfortunately. Oh man, I really like this, blah, blah, blah. And then like he got to the last episode, and he's like, bro, what? And he's like texting me, she killed Soul. Oh, she's going evil. This is so dumb. And I was like, watch Skeleton Crew. Or what's it called?
Yeah,
Skeleton Crew. You'll like it. Because the poor guy got wrecked. He was having a great time. He's like, oh, that's going to be awesome. Soul's my favorite character. And he just got destroyed.
Yeah,
He's
Squid
like,
Gamed him.
why did she do what she did? I don't understand. Blah, blah. He was confused.
It's like
Yeah.
bad writing.
Yeah. And so anyway, relief, breath of fresh air with this show for me.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Fun.
All what you guys said, I thought the acting was good from the kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand Neil for the rest of my life. I think he's the coolest.
Neil's the GOAT.
The one thing, if I have a negative,
Here we go.
no,
Treat it like you treat Nintendo.
It was a little bit. I guess I wanted more of the story of At and like the
Like at the
old,
end,
and
or-
the old Republic, and kind of I was a little disappointed with the robot being the
supervisor.
yes,
the supervisor.
right.
And that's again 100% on me because I was like, oh, is the
We
pirate the
expected the old
supervisor? Is there
pirate.
some reveal? I thought it was cool when it was dusty up there, but it felt like, oh, they're going to do the Wizard of Oz thing, you know, like, so to me, that was a bit of a letdown. Didn't ruin the show for me. But I just felt like there could have been something more, but maybe that's just because I had higher expectations. And again, I do this to myself all the time. But I really enjoyed it. I just think my favorite parts of it were the pirate lore, the legend,
Yes.
and the whole idea, like when they see the owl lady,
She was cool.
and she talks about like, oh, these planets were, you know,
Right, there were 8 of them.
there were 8 of them. All of them got destroyed. That whole mystery of it and the history of it was really intriguing to me, and I just wanted a little more. And we didn't get it, but it's fine.
I think that's almost a positive that you wanted more.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a lot of situations where you're like, I've had enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could have went the other way. Oh, people are annoying. The kids are so annoying. I could see it going that way, but the kids were awesome.
Yeah.
And I like
really
Wim
enjoyed it.
being able to grab that saber.
Yeah.
And
The right
not,
way.
Yeah.
slice
Not
his nards
his
off.
foot off. Yeah.
I think this was maybe 2 episodes ago. It was the one where they're at that resort planet and they fall back.
Yes.
But I was like watching that one with KB where she's like upset all of a sudden. I was like, I don't remember her being mad. So I was like, did they mess up? And like, there's no reason. But then like her explanation of like, oh, she expects
an
me
injury.
Yeah, she's like, I can't do what I'm like expected to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be treated like I have with a disability and stuff like that. I thought that was really good because initially I was like, oh man, this came out of nowhere. Like she's all of a sudden mad, but then it made sense.
Right.
So I thought the writing was good and the character development was good and the kid actors were really good in all those instances. It's not like, like we talk about the Acolyte where you're like, wait, why did she just do this when 2 seconds ago she said this?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
literally an episode later, she's doing the complete opposite. Like
Yeah.
everything was consistent. Even with Jod, he was never like, oh, why is he doing these things?
Yeah.
It's like his
Right.
focus was clear. He was trying to get these things and he was using people to get to that point.
And the moments where like he has conversations with Wim, he doesn't want to have those conversations. Like you think he's warming up, but in reality it's like, no, he just like realizes I need to do this
yeah.
to keep these kids going, right? So it's not just like, oh, he was going to be so good all the time.
Right.
It's like you said, it's the good writing. The other thing too is even little stuff like the X-Wings, them seeing the X-Wings and seeing them chase off the pirates to then be like, let's call the good guys.
Yeah.
We saw them like, that's simple. And you might be like, oh, well, that's convenient. But I was like, but you set it up in a way that you're like, I buy it.
Right. They understood
Whereas
that.
if you talk about the Acolyte, it was like, where did that come from? That came out of nowhere.
It wasn't believable.
Right.
Yeah.
The B-Wings with the lasers was sweet.
was sick, yeah.
I love the
Finally
B-Wings.
being able to see that.
B-Wings are sick.
So that was cool. Yeah, I was wondering if we would have got like maybe I don't know, maybe a character that we've seen in Mando or one of the X-Wing fighters. Dave Filoni flies in.
Yeah.
Trapper Wolf. But they kept it pretty, no cameos or anything like that.
I liked it. I like that aspect of it. They don't always need cameos. It's always fun.
They could have put Zeb in there, dude.
Keep putting
Zeb.
Zeb.
Carabast.
Yeah, just his voice. And they're like, oh, Zeb was there.
He's over the radio or something like
Yeah,
That would have been sick.
but yeah,
10 out of 10 if they would have put Zeb in
that.
there.
Yeah. So close.
Or the ghost shows up. You just see the shit.
yeah, just in the corner. I mean, they had a blockade runner. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was sick. I saw a meme of they're like Mon Mothma getting a bunch of credits from the Mint, and I was like, wait, is she's still around at that time? She is, right?
Yeah, she is.
So I was like, hey, maybe that's what they.
Well, I saw people
takes all
saying
that
like,
money.
what if that's how the First Order gets it, like them all the money?
That is true.
Because yeah, they were like, what do they say? He's like, how many vaults? And it's like 1,285 or whatever
That's
it
so
was.
much money.
Well, that would have been interesting, I think, if the supervisor was
Right. Somehow associated with the
that
First
we
Order.
had seen, and like even if it was in the books or something, a character in the books that you're like, that's a First Order person, or he even has a First Order insignia that you're like, oh, they've been doing this whole thing. That would have been interesting. Again, maybe they thought about that and then they're like, oh, we don't want people to connect it to.
I think that.
Yeah, I think they.
But at some point,
yeah.
you
You're
have
adding
to
complication.
You have to start explaining.
I mean, it'll be a throwaway line.
Somehow they got money.
Yeah. Episode 1, season 2, they're like, where'd all those credits go? I'm like, I don't know. Some guy said he worked for the First Order, whatever that is.
He's like,
You're
there's
like,
a who picked it up? He's like, yeah, it's a signature on there. Sheev Palpatine?
Chief.
Snoke.
And he's like, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
So what are we giving this this series, this show?
8.6.
8.6.
8.6 Neils.
Okay.
I think it's a solid 8.4.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I think, yeah, I don't know. It's tough because it's like, if I was a kid, I'd be like 10. I think it was entertaining. I thought that for what it was, it did really well. So I'd give it like an 8.2 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like I don't really have a lot of complaints about it. I just don't think it reached like the emotional heights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There were some emotional
Yes.
things, but there wasn't like a moment like even when they're like, oh no, KB crashed. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I know KB didn't really die, but the kids did a good job acting like she died, which I was like, that was good.
Yeah.
But I don't think I had a moment where I was like, oh man, that really got me emotionally.
It's like,
But I think Wim was good. He had a couple good moments, you know.
as a parent,
I agree with Josh. It didn't give me the emotional. I think
It didn't give me the emotional.
what
That's
should
giving
have
me the
happened.
emotional.
What should have happened is
The emotional.
Wim's dad dies, and then Wim is an orphan, and he goes off with the New Republic.
And that'd give you the emotional.
Yeah. You just need to kill
He
parents,
becomes
you know.
a Jedi.
Yeah, it's an easy.
No,
one.
yeah, I just those moments, like you said, it wasn't. I was like, KB's alive. They're not going to kill off one of the kids.
Yeah.
So
So obviously,
it just-
we're also taking into account that this is more intentional. Like it's a kid show,
Yeah.
so we're taking that into account.
Yeah, I agree.
So you don't want to like kill off a bunch of people.
No,
Yeah.
but I think there can be emotional moments without characters dying. Like it never hit like when they're confronting Jod. There's not a moment like the parents are like they tried to do it with the mom, you know, 'cause she keeps saying don't bring down the barrier because I'm trying to protect you. The galaxy's a terrible place. And then Fern's like, please, and then she does it, right? There wasn't a moment there where I felt like it was really extremely well done to be like, oh, that was really awesome. Or even just like Wim talking to his dad. You know, like he's kind of like, oh, you can't do that. And then all of a sudden they're like, he explains it to him. I don't know. There needed to be, I think, another scene where the kid, it's hard for kids to do this, but where there's an emotional plea to like help me or something that convinces the parents. I just think we didn't get one that was like on a level that I was like, that was a great moment. You know, if I think back on that episode, I'm like, it's hard for me to remember. And that just means to me that even though they tried to put that in there, it didn't stand out.
Okay.
So I think that's what it was missing. Whether that was, I think even if Wim would have appealed to Jod, right? So like he says like the galaxy, you know, they murdered my master, she found me, whatever. If there would have been an appeal from Wim to him that changed kind of, because he makes that realization like, okay, I've lost, right? They've won. But if there would have been like an emotional appeal from Wim or Fern where they say, you know, maybe the galaxy sucks, but, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. I don't know. You know, like,
No, I
there needed
understand
to
what
be
you're saying.
something there that I just think they didn't hit that well.
Sure. I'm interested to I'd like to age myself down to like 9, 10 maybe and watch this.
Oh yeah,
Because I think the viewpoint's going to be so
Yeah,
starkly
absolutely.
different that I think for a kid's experience on the show, I think is excellent. I bet.
Yeah.
There's going to
Yeah.
be a lot of like scary moments, and like a lot of fun stuff, and I think
Kneel in the tub,
payoffs.
laughs.
I think there is going to be payoffs on fun character
Yeah.
things with
Hijinks.
the kids and stuff. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the experience would be like a 9.5, 9.6 as a kid. You know what I mean?
oh
Yeah,
yeah, dude, I
absolutely.
would be stoked about it. I'm like,
So-
oh, sweet spaceships,
I'm
Yeah.
just
pirates, space pirates.
I'm just looking at it more as like an Andor, someone who's watched Andor now.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
it needs the
The elevated Star Wars
exactly
fan, aka the 30 some odd year old.
right.
I think it did good. I think for what it was, and especially based on what we've been seeing lately,
Yeah.
this has been great.
Yeah.
I'd be excited for a season 2 if they announced it. They gotta go fast though, because these
Well,
kids.
I don't think they'll do a season 2, but I do think they might do something where these kids come back.
Like a character,
Like you find you
Neil becomes a Jedi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Wim.
And
Like
then he
you
gets
see
killed.
like 10 years from
That'd
now.
be awesome. If Neil was a Jedi.
10 years from now, Wim shows up and you're like, oh, like
Guy
played
with
by a
curly
different
hair.
actor.
Yeah.
Or Fern's a pilot now, or
Yeah.
KB's a like that would be kind of cool. That I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like connecting that now that the planet isn't hidden anymore. Now that the New Republic knows who they are, like
Yeah.
that might be interesting. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the episode, boys.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Let us know what you thought about Skeleton Crew. Let us know what you thought about the Switch 2. Are you excited for it? Are you going to get it? We'll be having more news about that. And I don't think there's any Star Wars stuff coming up the rest of the year. Visions 2, probably.
Andor, bro.
Oh, that's
April.
right, Andor.
Yeah.
Andor in April. So we'll be talking about Andor. We're going to have to do predictions for that one.
Yeah.
So we'll have to bring back our Andor predictions, see who gets the trophy. But yeah, you can find us on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, TikTok. Who knows if the band's going through. But thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you.
See ya.